Hello students. So today we will start quadratic equation for class 10 ICSE. So let's start. So first I will give you a brief summary on quadratic equation and then we will solve some problems. The summary will include, like, let's say, the concepts which you need to know to do all the problem solving. Okay. So it won't be like in too much depth, but you will know, at least know, what are the concepts that are needed, okay, for problem solving. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so let me change the color. Okay. So first we need to know what is a quadratic equation. Okay. So a quadratic equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Okay. Where a is not equal to 0 and a, b, c are real numbers. So a equation of this form, ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, this is a quadratic equation. So why a should be not equal to 0? Because you see, if a is equal to 0, let's say a equals 0, then what we will get? We will get, in this case, bx plus c equals 0, right? The first term, this will become 0 then, right? So this quadratic equation will get converted to a linear equation at that time. So this is a linear equation. So that's why a cannot be 0 for a quadratic equation. And this one, which we wrote at the beginning, of the form ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, this is a quadratic equation. Also, one thing, let's say ax square plus bx plus c, the highest power of x in this equation is 2, right? So the degree of a quadratic equation is 2. Degree is 2. So hope you understood this thing. So the next thing that you need to know, what is the roots of a quadratic equation? What are the roots of a quadratic equation? So let's say alpha will be a root of the quadratic equation. Alpha will be a root of the quadratic equation if a alpha square plus b alpha plus c turns out to be 0. So alpha will be a root of the quadratic equation. Which equation? This one. Ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So alpha will be a root of this quadratic equation if, instead of x, you plug in alpha in the place of x, and then you get a alpha square plus b alpha plus c equals 0. So if you get this thing, if this thing is satisfied, then alpha will be a root of this equation. Okay. So by root, we mean is, root means solution. That is, let me do it in the next page. Let's say you have this equation here, ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. By root or by solution, we means what value of x will satisfy this equation ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. Like, what value of x you need to put in so that this expression ax square plus bx plus c turns out to be 0. Okay. So generally you will get like either two roots, like alpha beta, two distinct real roots. Either you will get two distinct real roots, or you will get only one root. This means two equal real roots, because since the power of x is 2, you will get two roots, that's for sure. Even if you get one root, that means you have got alpha and alpha, basically two equal real roots you can get. Okay, or else you might get what is called non-real roots. Okay, so we will not cover that in your class 10 syllabus, but just keep this in note. You will get two non-real roots. So here also you will get two such roots. Just writing it here, it should be called as complex roots. They also come in pairs. Okay, so we will cover this conditions when we get two distinct real roots, when we get two equal real roots, when we get two non-real roots. Okay, so we will cover it. But at this time, just know what is a root. Root means solution. That is, what value of x will satisfy this equation ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. Generally, you will get two such values, either alpha beta or values like alpha and alpha, which are like same in real roots. Okay, as I just discussed right now. So number 3 point that you need to know. Let's say you need to solve a quadratic equation. Solving a quadratic equation by factorization. Okay, you need to solve a quadratic equation by factorization. That is, let's say you have ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, you need to find what are the values of x which will satisfy this equation ax square plus bx equals 0. Or you can also frame it like what is the value of x, or what are the values of x that will turn this expression ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so basically what you have to do by factorization method, this method, what we attempt to do is we attempt to convert into this expression ax square plus bx plus c into two such linear expressions in x, a px qx equals 0. When we do this and px times qx equals 0, when we do this we can also write px equals 0 or qx equals 0. Okay, from here we will get one value of x, and from here we will get another value of x. So these two will be the roots of this equation ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so basically ax square plus bx plus c, this expression we need to convert it into but like like two expressions which are linear, two linear expressions. Okay, so having said that, let me explain this through an example. I think that will be easier. Okay, we don't have any more space, it looks like. Just give me 1 second. Let me add some more sheets. Uh, Okay, so let's take an example. Let's say you have x squared minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. And we need to find the roots of this equation, and we need to solve it through factorization. Basically that means we need to factorize this expression x square minus 7x plus 12 into two such linear terms in x, and then this should be equal to 0 or this should be equal to 0, and then through that we will get two values of x. Okay, that is our, we will attempt to do that. Okay, so let me explain how to factorize an expression. So you see, first you will write this is x square, you will just write x square. And then whatever this sign is, it's minus, just put minus here. Okay. Then this 7 coefficient, we need to express this minus 7x into two terms. Okay. So how we will do it, I want to show you right now. So this 7, just put a bracket like this in the place of the 7. Okay, x, we have x now here, just write x here, and then we have plus 12, write plus 12 here. Okay, so basically we kept everything okay, everything same as this this expression x square minus 7x plus 12, only instead of 7 we just put a bracket. Okay, now we want to make this term 7 only. Okay, we want, because see, this equals 0 implies this. After that, first we are writing this line, x square minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Then this implies x square minus something x plus 12 equal to 0. What that means is this entire expression is same as this expression, right? So we are just rephrasing the this expression in different ways. Okay, so basically we are just rearranging minus 7x into two such terms. Okay, so what how we will do it is right now. So we have a plus sign here, and it's a plus sign in front of x square. Okay, so this plus, you will do plus times plus, like you will follow the multiplication rule. If it's plus, if this is plus and this is plus, then it should be plus. Okay, let's same all rule applies for multiplication. Let's say this is plus, this is minus, then it should be minus. Let's say this is minus, this is plus, then it should be minus. Then let's say this is minus, this is minus, then this should be plus. So now this is plus, this is plus, so it should be plus, right? This plus you will put it here. Let's say you had a minus here, then this is minus, this is plus, right? So minus plus minus, so you will put a minus at that time in the middle. Okay, so right now we are not doing this, so right now it's a plus. And this 7 that we have, how we will express it? So first you have to multiply this 12 times whatever the coefficient of x square is. So now the coefficient of x square is 1, and this is 12, so 12 times 1 is 12. Okay, so 12, you have to divide 12 in two such factors such that the sum gives 7. So let's say 12 can be written as 2 times 6, it can be written as 12 times 1, it can be written as 3 times 4, right? This way is 12, you can write 12, this 12 which you got from this 12 times coefficient of x square. But you see, when we write it as 3 times 4, that is, then if I do 3 plus 4, we also get it back as 7. We get it back 7. We cannot write it as 2 plus 6. This one we cannot write. 2 times 6 also gives 12, but we cannot write this here as 2 plus 6, because 2 plus 6 gives us 8, but here we have 7. Okay, so we have to write these terms in such a way such that this additions gives us these numbers, the coefficient of the original x. Okay, so hope you guys understood this thing. So let me write it here after this. So when you do x square minus 3x minus 4x plus 12 equals 0. So we will solve some other factorization problem also. You will see how we are factoring an expression. Okay, so you will get the idea even if you have not understood it right now. So you see, from x square minus 3x, you are taking x as common, right? So you see what is common within x square and 3x. X is the common term, right? So you take x as common, and then when you multiply x with x, you get as x square, right? So minus 3 when you do, so basically x times minus 3, you get it as minus 3x, right? And then you do a minus again here, and from 4 and 12, what you can take common? 4, 12 you can write as 4 times 3, right? So 4 factor is common between 4x and 12. So when you take 4 as common, you get it as x minus, now you have to multiply, because minus 4x you get this term minus 4x, right? And now here you have to do minus 3. So basically minus times minus is plus, 4 times 3 is 12, you get this back plus 12. Okay, so this equals 0. So from these two terms, x times x minus 3 and 4 times x minus 3, x minus 3 is the common term, right? So you can write x minus 3 times x minus 4, x minus 4 equals 0. So you see, this is of the form px times qx equals 0, right? So this means either this term can be 0, 0 times anything is 0, or this term can be 0. Anything times 0 is also 0, right? So we get here x minus 3 equals 0 or x minus 4 equals 0. From here implies x can be 3 or 4. So these two are the roots or the solution of the equation x square minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Okay. So solving a quadratic equation by factorization. So by solving we means find the roots of the quadratic equation. That is what we mean by solving. Okay. So when somebody says solve a quadratic equation, basically he or she is asking you to find the roots of that quadratic equation. For what values of alpha or beta, that expression ax square plus bx plus c will turn out to be 0. Or for what, or you can also say for what values of alpha and beta that equation will be satisfied. Ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. That equation will be satisfied. Okay. So let's move to the next topic, fourth topic. So we did solving a quadratic equation by factorization. Also, you need to know solving a quadratic equation by formula. Solving a quadratic equation by formula. So let's say you have this quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. As I said before, a is not equal to 0 and a, b, c, let me write here, a, b, c are real numbers. Okay. So now let's say first I showed you how to find the roots of a equation using factorization, right? For last time we converted x square bx plus c in the form px times qx equals 0, right? Two linear equations we formed this expression. Okay. So this time we will directly find out what is the value of x through a formula which is called Sridharacharya formula. Okay. Sridh sorry. It is called, this formula is called Sridharacharya. Okay. So what is the formula here? Basically, it is x equals minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this is the formula, Sridharacharya's formula. Through this you can get the roots of this quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay. Now let me just write this. Just remember this formula. I will write it in the next page. Okay. A minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay. So let this is a this through this you can find the solution of that quadratic equation. Okay. 4ac by 2a. Now this whatever is inside the square root, that is b square minus 4ac, that is called as discriminant. This is called as discriminant. Okay. So discriminant, which is referred as d, okay, we will refer this discriminant as d. This is equals b square minus 4ac. This is called the discriminant. Now you see, if I tell you to find the root over of let's say 25, you will tell me root over of 25 is 5, right? So when you, let's say you get root over of 25 as 5, then this for when you apply this formula x equal to minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a, what you get is minus b plus minus 5 divided by some 2a, right? So basically minus b plus 5 divided by 2a and minus b minus 5 divided by 2a. So these two will be the roots of that quadratic equation. So you will get two distinct real roots. And let's say inside the square root you have 0. b square minus 4ac is 0. So basically you will get it as 0. Square root of 0 is 0. So then the value of x will be minus b plus minus 0 divided by 2a, that is minus b by 2a, right? Now you see, you get basically both. This means since this discriminant is equal to 0, so now you don't have two distinct real roots. Basically one real root is minus b plus 0 by 2a, which is minus b by 2a. Another one is minus b minus 0 by 2a, which is also b minus b by 2a, right? So here you have two equal real roots, so basically what is that root? That root is minus b by 2a. Okay, let's say you have a case where this b square minus 4ac is equals minus 5. Do you know what is root over of minus 5? You don't know, right? Because it's a it's root over of negative number. Negative number is not a real number, right? It actually is a complex number which you don't know yet. In 11 12 you will understand. You can also find root over of minus 5, but right now this is, you should know that this is not a real number. You won't get a real number. So basically that means x, the value of x, you will get two non-real roots, because you got it as root over of minus 5. So root over of minus 5, you cannot find it, right? It's not like root over of 25, which is 5, right? It's not a real number. It's a not a real number, basically a complex number. Okay, so you see there are three cases that can arrive for discriminant. One is d greater than 0, one is d equals 0, one is d less than 0. So for three cases you will get three scenarios. Okay, so we will just write these scenarios right now. Just give me 1 second, I will add few more sheets. Okay, so uh, yeah, so basically we discussed what are the discriminants are, like three cases of discriminants you can guess. So I will just jot that down here. So one case, case one, discriminant can be greater than 0. So if discriminant is greater than 0, what you will get? You will get two distinct real roots, right? Case 2 could be d equal to 0. So if d equal to 0, what you will get? Two equal real roots. Basically you are getting only one root, right? It's two equal, because I said for the quadratic equation you will always get two roots. So basically here the two roots are equal. Okay, and the last case is case 3, which is d less than 0. Here you will get two distinct non-real roots. So you will get two distinct non-real roots. Okay, these are the three cases you need to remember for discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac. So I hope this is clear to you guys. Let me just quickly tell you the points one more time. So what is a quadratic equation? You found out ax square plus bx plus c, anything of this form is a quadratic equation. Quadratic equation degree is always 2. Okay, a should not be 0, a should be always be not equal to 0, because if a is 0, then this becomes a linear equation. Okay, and the roots of the quadratic equation will be, roots of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equals, what will be the roots of that quadratic equation? It will be alpha and beta such that a alpha square plus b alpha plus c equals 0, so that when you plug in alpha and let's say the other root is beta, because for a quadratic equation you will always get two roots, right? It can be equal, but we will get two roots. So when you plug in alpha and beta, this expression vanishes. Ax squared plus bx plus c vanishes. It becomes equals to 0. That time alpha and beta are called the roots of a quadratic equation. These are the 2 points we discussed. Number 1, number 2. Okay. Number three, what is the point we discussed? How we solve a quadratic equation by factorization. So we solve quadratic equation, that is we find the root of a quadratic equation by two methods. One is by factorization and another by formula. And another by formula. What formula do we use? We use Sridharacharya formula, and this is this formula: ax square, x equals minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, this is the formula that we will use. And the other one which we have, which we use, is the by factorization. Let's say you have a expression ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. We need to express this term ax square plus bx plus c into two linear terms, okay, of like px times qx. And that's when we will do px equals 0 or qx equals 0. We will get alpha and beta from there. Okay, I discussed an example here how we do factorization. I will discuss it more in the examples that when I solve. Sridharacharya method is clear, right? I already discussed, this is the Sridharacharya method. This is the formula that we have for Sridharacharya. And this, whatever is inside the square root, that is called as discriminant. Minus b square minus 4ac is the discriminant. Okay. And now we will do what is the three cases of discriminant. This is 4 and this is 5. Concept number 5 that you need to know: discriminant when it is greater than 0, when it is equal 0, when discriminant is less than 0. So that's it. This is the basic concepts that you need to know in quadratic equation before you can solve any problems on quadratic equation. Okay. So we will start problems. The same rule applies. First you will try it on your own, each problem, before you see the solution. Okay. Hope you have tried this solution. Okay. Let me see the problem right now. So it said, just once. Okay, we have space. So number one, rupees 480 is divided equally among x friends. So first, let's say this is rupees 480. This is divided among x children. You have x children. Okay. X children are there. This rupees 180 got divided. If the number, so if rupees 180 480 is divided into x children, how much each children got? 480 divided by x, right? It's 480, 10 children. How much money each children got? If the total money was 480 and the number of children was 10, it's 480 divided by 10, right? Each children got 480 divided by 10. Here 480 divided by x. Now, if the number of children was 20 more, then each would have got rupees 12 less. It is saying if it is 480 divided by, if the number of children was x plus 12, okay, then each children would have got 12 less than what they are getting now, which is, let's say they are getting now 480 divided by x. And if it was x plus 12 children, they would have got this one. Okay. And they are saying from currently that will be 12 less. So it will be 12 less than what they are getting now. Okay, so we have to solve this equation. Basically, you can write is amount of money each children, each child is getting now equals rupees how much? 480 divided by x, right? Again, amount of money if number of children was 20 more, then amount of money each child would get how much? As I discussed already, if it was 20 more, each child would get 480 divided by x plus 20, right? Right now it will be whatever the number of children right now, if 20 more children are also there, so basically total number of the children will be x plus 20, right? That should be divided by, from the total amount, 480 divided by x plus 20. Now according to the problem, it said if this was the scenario, that they are each children is getting 480 divided by x plus 20, then that is 12 less than what they are getting now, 480 divided by x, than what each children is getting right now. So you will do 480 divided by x minus 480 divided by x plus 20, that is equals 12. So from here, let's say you take 480 common, so 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x plus 20, that is equals 12, right? So you get as 40 here. So let me do it in the next sheet. So 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x plus 20 equals 1 divided by 40. Okay. So you have to first make it into, turn this equation into a quadratic equation basically. So let me just solve it. This is x plus 20 minus x equals 1 by 40. So x gets cancelled, and then you take this 40 to this side, it will be 800 equals, take this to the other side, it will be x square plus 20x. So from here you can get x square plus 20x minus 800 equals 0, right? So this will be x square. So now you see it is of the form of ax square plus bx plus c, where c is minus 800, okay, equals 0. Now we want to find the roots of this equation using factorization. Okay, let's see how to do it. So first we will keep ax square like ax square, then there is a plus, we will keep this term plus. Only this 20, in place of 20 we will write this bracket, put this bracket. Then there is x, we will put this x. Then there is minus 800, we will keep this minus 800 equals 0. I said if this is plus, if this is minus, we have to, what sign we need to place here in the middle, we need to place we need to place whatever these two signs are. Based on these two signs, okay, we will apply the multiplication rule. So this is plus, this is minus. So basically multiplication will say plus and minus is minus, so we will write here minus. Hope this is clear to you guys. And then whatever the number is here, it's 800, and here the number is 1, right? So 800 times 1 is 800, right? Then we need to convert 800 into two factors such that their subtraction gives it 20. How we will find all the factors? How do you find all the factors of 800? You do LCM method, right? So 2 400 you get, from there you get 200, you get 100, and then let's say you get 20. Okay, now you see you don't need to do any more factorization. If you want you can do it, but I can see from here only 5 times 2 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 20 times 2 is 40. So 40 times 20 is 800, right? But and also you see 40 minus 20 is whatever this term was, 20. So if you do here 40 minus 20, you get this plus 20x. That is what you need. Okay. So this is how you find the root of a quadratic equation through factorization method. So now here you do x square plus 40x minus 20x minus 800 equals 0. From here, what are the common terms? X square plus 40x, in these two terms, x square plus 40x, what is the common, basically, what is common between x square and 40x? X is common, right? So keep x outside. So when x multiplied by x, you get x square, plus 40, when multiplied by x, you get 40x. Similarly, between 20, minus 20x and minus 800, what is common? You take minus sign common, and also 20. Okay, then you get minus 20x as minus 20x when you multiply this. Here you have to do plus, it should be 40, right? 40 times minus 20 is minus 800. This equals 0. From here you get x plus 40 times x minus 20 equals 0. This means x equals minus 40 or x equals 20. right? Since x cannot be minus 40, therefore x value is 20. So what they have asked? They have asked find x. Find x. Basically, how many children will be here? How many children initially was there, right? So you found that as 20. Hope you understood how to do factorization. Hope you are first. I hope you have been able to solve this problem on your own. If not, if you have any confusion, hope you understood how to do factorization and how to find out how to form a quadratic equation and then how to solve that quadratic equation through factorization and then find the solution. Okay. So before we do the next problem, which is the number 2, let me pause a little bit, and let me bring some more sheets. Okay. By that time, you also please try this number 2. Okay, we will do one of two. Similar problem it is. So rupees 6,500 is divided equally among certain number of persons. Okay. Had there been 15 more persons, each would have got 30 less. Find the original number of persons. Very similar sort of problem. Number 2, 6,500 rupees. This is divided among X persons. X persons. Okay. And it is said 6,500 is divided equally among certain number of persons. Find the original number of persons. So I said that is X. Had there been 15 more persons, each would have got rupees 30 less. Okay. So right now what they are getting is 6,500 divided by X. If there are 13 more persons, you see the denominator is increasing. 13 it said, right? Or 15? 15. So you see denominator is increasing. So each value should be less, right? If the number of persons are more, each of the person should get less amount of money, right? If divided equally. So this should be on the left side. Just giving you another perspective. So 6,500x minus 6,500 divided by x plus 15. Now what they have said, had there been 15 more percent, each would have got 30 less. So this should be less than 30. This should be equal to 30. So now basically you have to solve the problem. 6,500 is common. You get 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x plus 15. This gives us 30, right? And then what you can do is uh, just calculate this. X times x plus 15 is x plus 15 minus x. This gives us 3 divided by 650. Here x gets cancelled, you get it as 15 only. So this 3, this will be 5. Okay. And from here you will get 1 divided by x plus 15 equals 1 divided by 5 times 650. Okay. So if you take it to the other side, you get x square plus 15x minus, what is 650 times 5? It is 3250. If you do the calculation, you will get this equation basically. X square plus 15x minus 3250 equals 0. Let me write this equation here. X square plus 15x minus 3250 equals 0. Okay. So how will you factorize it? Let me show you again how to factorize it, how to find the solution or roots of a quadratic equation through factorization. Because this is very important, to be honest with you. X square, you write it as x square. Plus, you write it as plus. Instead of 15, just keep a bracket. Okay. X, write a x here. Then it's minus 3250, just write minus 3250 equals 0. Now what you need to write in this term, what the operator should you use here? Okay. The operator that you need to use here comes from the multiplication of these two operators, plus and minus. So whatever plus and minus is minus, the multiplication rule will apply. So this will be minus. Okay. So now what are the coefficients here? 3250, and the coefficient here is 1. So when we multiply 3250 times this coefficient of x square, that gives us 3250 only. Okay. Now this should be expressed in by two numbers, right? Sum p times q, and such that p minus q should be equals to 15. This is your objective. This is what you need to place here, p and q. Now p minus q should be 15, and 3250, p and q should be two factors of 3250. So how do you find factors? You do LCM. Let's say we want to first divide by 5. 5 6 are 30, 225, this much. 5 ones are 5, 115, 30. 5 twos are 10, 30, 26. Okay, and then let's say 13 times 2, which is 26. 13 times 2 is 26. Now you see, this is 5 times 2 is 10. This is 5. This is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 5 is 50. If this 3 you multiply, you will get it as 50. Right? 5 5 25. 5 times 5 is 25, times 2 is 50. And if these two terms you multiply, 13 times 5, you will get it as 65. Right? Now 65 times 50 is then 3250. Right? Because you are using all the factors. You need to use all the factors, right? All the factors you need to use, then only it will come out to 3250. See, we are using all the factors. This 5, and this 2. This 3 is giving us 50. 5 times 5 is 25, times 2 is 50. And this 2, 13 times 5, which are left, the factors which are left, you will get it as 65. Right? Now, you see 65 minus 50, this gives us 15. So basically, from for the place of P, you need to place 65. That is, you need to place 65 here and 50 here, and then keep going with your calculation. That means x square plus 65x minus 50x minus 3250 equals 0. This means x, when taken as common, x plus 65 minus 50 times x plus 65 equals 0. This means x minus 50 times x plus 65. This equals 0. From here you get x equals 50 or minus 65. Now since x cannot be minus 65, therefore x equals 50. Now this is your answer. Just write a proper answer. If it comes in the question, write answer, hence whatever they have given you. They have given you find the original number of persons, right? Hence the original number of person, or therefore the original number of persons is 50. Just write it properly. Okay. So hope this is clear to you guys. So having said that, we will move to the next problem. So try this on your own first. Okay. A shopkeeper buys a certain number of books for 960 if the cost per book was 8 less. The number of books that could be bought for rupees 960 would be 4 more. Taking the original cost of the book to be rupees x, write an equation in x and solve it to find the original cost of each book. Similar to the previous problem basically. Take the original cost of each book is rupees x. This is the original cost of each book. Okay. Shopkeeper buys a certain number of books. The shopkeeper had how much money? Rupees 960 money. Each book costs rupees X. Each book costs rupees X. And how much money? Total money the shopkeeper had is rupees 960. So how many books can he buy with rupees 960 if each book costs X? He can buy only 960 divided by X. This much he can buy. This many number of books he can buy. Now the second part of the question is giving you if the cost per book was rupees 8 less. Now if the book cost is, let's say, instead of x it is x minus 8, so it's less price. Now each book, if it's less price, let's say Then how many can the shopkeeper buy? Because he had the same amount of money, right? Rupees 960. So you can buy 960 divided by x minus 8. This many number of books he can buy. Basically, he can buy more number of books this time. You see, the denominator is less this time. Denominator is less. Denominator is less this time, right? Basically, price of each book is less. That's why the denominator is less. And that's why, since he had the total amount of money is same as 960 as before, he can buy more number of books this time. Okay. So he's saying how many more he can buy? He can buy four more books. It's given four more books he can buy this time. Okay. So basically, let's form it in an equation. According to the problem, you can write 960 divided by x minus 8 minus 960 divided by x. This is 4. So basically, this is the equation. Now you need to convert it into a complete, this is a quadratic equation. You need to convert this equation, quadratic equation, in the form ax square plus bx plus c. Okay. And from there you need to solve the quadratic equation to find what are the what is the roots of that quadratic equation. Basically, what is the cost of each book. Okay. So let me do it here. 960 divided by, this will give you some perspective on how to do factorization again, because as I said, this is not only just important for this topic, it is important throughout your life. Basically, for 11, 12, everywhere, factorization you need to be very good at. I mean, at least the concept should be very clear. That's what I would prefer. So 960 divided, this is the problem. Okay. So let's say 960, you take it as common. You have 1 divided by x minus 8 minus 1 minus x, and here you have 4, right? So 4 times 1, 4 to the 8, 116. So you get 240. Okay. So now this you can just do the calculation. X times x minus 8. X minus 8, x minus 8 will get cancelled. You will get x minus 8. Okay. And here you will get 1 divided by 240, right? So x minus x and x gets cancelled from the numerator. You get it as 8 divided by x, x square minus 8x equals 1 divided by 240, right? So you will do it is, what you will do is take x square minus 8x to the other side, and it will come as 240 times 8, 1920, right? So minus 1920 equals 0. So similarly, again, let me explain you again here how to do factorization. X is 1, this is basically plus 1 x square, right? So you will just similarly write it as x square. Now here is a minus sign, keep the minus sign here. In, sorry, instead of 8, just put a bracket here, 8, instead of the 8. Then there is an x, just write x here. Then there is minus 1920, just write minus 1920 equals 0. Now this operator, whatever the operator in the middle should be, the operator will come from this sign and this sign. Based on these two operators, this operator in the middle should be. Okay. So the multiplication rule applies. This is plus, this is minus, this is, that means plus and minus gives minus. So you have to put a minus sign here. Now, as I said, the multiplication of 1920, and what is the coefficient of x square? 1. So 1920 and 1 gives 1920. So you have to convert 1920 into two such factors p and q, such that p minus q should give you as 8. This is your objective right now. And you understand why we are writing here minus, right? Because we got the operator here as minus. If we got the operator here as plus, then we should find two factors of pq of 1920 such that p plus q equals 8, if this was the operator here. Okay. Since in our case this is minus, so this is not right, this is right this time. Okay. So 1920, let's do the LCM. First we get as a 192 then 4, this is 48, 4, 12, 4, 3. Okay, so basically, let's say this is 40, this is 16 times 3 is 48, right? So this is 48. Like if you multiply this 3, 4 times 4 times 3, you get 48. And 10 times 4, if you multiply, you get 40. And you see 48 minus 40 gives you as 8. And 48 times 40 gives you as we already see factorized it, this is 1920, right? So from here you can do x square minus 40. Just one second. Let me remove this thing. Let me remove this part also. Okay. So you get it as 48 minus 40x minus 1920 equals 0. So from here, what do you get? X square minus 48x plus 40x minus 1920 equals 0. This gives you as x when you take common x here, x minus 48 plus 40 you take common here, you get x minus 48. This equals 0. From here, x minus 48 you take common and you get it as the other factor is x plus 40 then. This equals 0. Now from here, x can be either 48 or it can be minus 40, right? Now x is a, what is x? X is the total money. Each book costs rupees X. It cannot be negative, right? Each book, how much money you have? I cannot say I have 10. I can say I can have 10 rupees, 20 rupees. I cannot say I have minus 10 rupees, right? Similarly, here also similar thing. X cannot be negative. Since X cannot be minus 40, therefore X has to be 48. Then this is the only option we have. Our constraint is X cannot be negative. And we have two options of X. If one cannot be there, then we have to choose the other value of x only. That's our only option right now. So x is 48 in this case. Okay, so this is the answer. Just write a proper answer at the end. It said it asks find the original cost of each book, which we found as to be 48. Okay, now we will go to the next problem. So similarly, try this solution first on your own. Okay, try this question first. Without solving the following quadratic equation, find the value of p for which a given equation have real and equal roots. They have said real roots, real and equal. They need real and equal roots. So by Sridharacharya formula, what is the Sridharacharya formula? It's minus b plus minus the value of x. You can find from Sridharacharya formula is how you can find the value of x, that is the roots of the quadratic equation. How you can find through Sridharacharya formula? This is the formula: minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, right? I discussed this exclusively, right? And whatever is inside this root over, this is called as discriminant. B square minus 4ac is the discriminant. This is the discriminant. And there was a special case that I wrote: when discriminant is equal to 0, when d is equal to 0, then we get equal and real roots. Hope you remember this thing when I discussed it. Let me go back a little bit. Hope you remember this case 2. When d equal to 0, we get two equal real roots. Basically, equal roots, right? Two are, I just said, if it's alpha, the other is also alpha. Basically, that means you only get one root alpha. Okay, so equal and real roots. Now it's saying without solving the quadratic equation. So number one question is px square minus 4x plus 3 equals 0. We don't have, we just said don't solve the quadratic equation, just say what for what value of p they will give us real and equal roots. So we know this happens when d equals 0, right? And d means b square minus 4ac, right? And here what is b? Minus 4. So this is minus 4 square minus 4 into a. What is the value of a? Is p. What is the value of c? Is 3 equals 0. That means 16 minus 12p equals 0, which gives us p equals 16 by 12 equals 4 by 3, right? 4 divided by 3, 4 over 3. So this is the answer to question 1. So for what value of p you get equal square roots. When you do d equal to 0, you get p equals 4 by 3. Similar question, very similar to that. Let's do the other one. First you try it. Okay. It is said x square plus p minus 3x plus p equals 0. X square plus p minus 3x plus p equals 0. Okay. So similarly here also the discriminants you can just write for equal and real roots, the discriminant of the quadratic equation should be 0. Okay. Therefore uh, discriminant d equals, what is b here? P minus 3 square, right? B square minus 4 times a is 1 here, c is p here. This is equals to 0. So from here you get it as p square plus 9 minus 6p minus 4p equals 0. So you get it as p square minus 10p plus 9 equals 0. So similar thing, what if p square you just write it as p square. There is a minus sign, just write it as minus sign. Instead of 10, put a bracket here. Then there is p, just write p here. Then there is plus 9, just write plus 9 here. And what should be the operator in the middle? It should come from these two operators, plus and plus. Multiplication rule applies. So plus here and plus here will give a operator plus in the middle. Okay. And what is the term we need to find? 10. Okay. So you see this is 9 times 1, which is 9. Okay. So 9 times 1 also gives 9, right? So you see 9 plus 1 will be this 10. Okay, I discussed this several times. So here you can put 9, here you can put 1. So from here you get p square minus 9p minus p plus 9 equals 0. This will give you p minus 9, p when you take p as common, minus 1 you can take common, and then you get p minus 9 equals 0. So from here p you get p minus 1 and p minus 9 equals 0. So from here you get p equals 1 or 9. This two, both for both values of p, which is 1 and 9, this quadratic expression, this quadratic equation x square plus p minus 3x plus p equals 0 will have equal and real roots for both these values of p, 1 and 9. Okay. So we will go to the next problem then. So okay, so please solve it first on your own. Okay. The length of a hypotenuse of a right angle triangle exceeds the length of one side by 2 centimeter and exceeds twice the length of another side by 1 centimeter. Okay. Find the length of each side, also find the perimeter and the area of the triangle. You see, This is a hypotenuse triangle, right? It's saying the length of the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle exceeds the length by length of one side. That is, let's say this is a hypotenuse, right? This is a hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse, right? Hypotenuse. So, and these are two other sides. Okay. So if this side, whatever this side will be, it's saying this side should be 2 units more than that, 2 centimeter more than that. So if this is x, this will be x plus 2. If this is 10, this will be 10 plus 2. If this is 20, this will be 20 plus 2. Okay. And exceeds twice the length by length of another side by 1 centimeter. So let's say this is 10, then this side will be 10 times 2, that is 20 plus 1. So this is, if this is x, this side will be x times 2, 2x plus 1. Okay. Now you see, if you take this as x, okay, then you find this side is 2x plus 1. Okay. Then it's easy to just subtract this 2 centimeter from 2x plus 1 to get this side, which is 2x minus 1. So basically only you can use one variable x and you can basically write all the three sides. Or else there is another way to do it. If you go line by line, then also you can do it. If you read the problem line by line, the length of the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle exceeds the length of one side by 2 centimeter. So let's say we said this is x, then this will be x plus 2. Okay. And exceeds the length of the another side by, exceeds twice the length of another side by 1 centimeter. So let's say this is y. So this will be 2y plus 1. Now we know 2y plus 1 is equal to x plus 2, because you can express this as 2y plus 1, or you express this as x plus 2. This is the hypotenuse, right? So both should be equal, right? So from here you can do 2y equals x plus 1 when you take 1 to the other side. From here you can write y equals x plus 1 divided by 2. Just write y in terms of x plus 1. Okay. In terms of x, y in terms of x basically. So you see basically what you are getting is this side is x, this side is x plus 1 divided by 2, and this side is x plus 2. So now all the three sides of this right angle triangle is expressed through x. So this is one way you can do it, or you can just do it this way also, that you first you took this side as x, then you get 2x plus 1, and then you subtract minus 2 from 2x plus 1 to get the third side as 2x minus 1. So either way the same thing, but let me consider this one. Okay, the same thing. So now what we will do, we will apply Pythagoras theorem. So when we apply Pythagoras theorem, what is it? It's the square of this side plus square of this side is equal to square of the hypotenuse, right? The side. So it should be x square plus 2x minus 1 square. This should be 2x plus 1 square, right? So from here if you do x square plus 4x square plus 1 minus 4x equals 4x square plus 1 plus 4x. You see, from here 4x square gets cancelled both sides, right? So what are we left with? X square is there. This 4x, if goes to the other side, it will be minus 4x. If it adds to this minus 4x, it will be minus 4x minus 4x is minus 8x. And this plus 1 and this plus 1 gets cancelled. So we are left with x square minus 8x equals 0. So basically we are left with x square minus 8x equals 0. So if we take x as common, we get x minus 8 as 0. So this will give us x equals 0 or x equals 8. Now you see, can you write a length of a triangle Length, like the side length of the side of a triangle, can it be 0? It cannot be 0, right? So since x cannot be equal to 0, therefore x has to be 8, right? The length cannot be 0 of a triangle, then it's not a triangle basically. It's a straight line. If this is 0, then all basically the hypotenuse falls on this base only. It's a straight line then, right? So length cannot be 0 to for it to be a triangle. Then since x is not equal to 0, therefore x is equals to 8. Okay. So what is the question asked? Uh, Find the length of each side. Okay. So length of each side is, what are the length? X, 2x minus 1 and 2x plus 1. So you get it as 8, 15, 17. These are the three sides you have. And the other thing is easy thing. Find the area and the perimeter. Find the perimeter and the area of the triangle. Right? So perimeter will be sum of all this thing. Perimeter will be sum of the three sides, right? 8 plus 15 plus 17. So it's like 18, 23, 30, 40. 40 centimeter, right? And what will be the area? Area we know, half into base into height. So 17 is the hypotenuse. So 8 and 15 are the other two sides. So this will be 4 centimeter square. This is 60 centimeter square. So these are the three answers that you have. The three sides of the triangle, 8 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 17 centimeter, the perimeter of the triangle, and the area of the triangle. Okay. So let's solve the last problem which we have today. Just want to see one thing. Yeah, so this is the last problem. So please try this on your own first and then we will see the solution. Okay. How we have done it. Hope you are seeing the solution right now. Hope you have attempting the problem right now. Hope you have seen the question. So let's see how to solve the problem. It said if twice the area of a smaller square is subtracted from the area of a larger square. So smaller square, there is a small square like this and there is a large square like this. Okay. So small square, let's say the length, breadth, everything is x. Large square, let's say length, breadth, because it's the same thing, right? For square, it's y. Now, if twice the area of a smaller square, that is twice the area means 2x square, is subtracted from the area of a larger square. So it's like y square minus 2x square. The result is 14. So basically, this is given as equation 1. However, if twice the area of the larger square, okay, if twice the area of the larger square, that is 2 times y square, right? Twice the area of the larger square. Area of the larger square is y square and twice means 2y square. Is added to 3 times, it's adding to 3 times the area of the smaller square. Area of the smaller square is x square, but it is saying it is adding to 3 times the area of the smaller square. So 3 times x square. The result will be 203. It's given as the result is 203 centimeter square. This is equation 2. So basically then determine the sides of the two square. Basically after this find what is x and what is y. Okay. So what we can do is, let's say we can multiply this equation 1 by 2 and then we can subtract equation 2 from it. So if we do this, we will get 1 times 2 is what? 2y square minus 4x square equals 28. And the second equation is this one. So if we do a subtraction, basically this plus will be minus, this plus will be minus, and this plus will be minus. This first two terms will get cancelled. This will give us minus 7x square, and this is 203 minus 28. 5, 7, 175, minus 175. So what you will get is, what you are getting is minus 7x square equal to minus 175. right? Minus 7x square minus 175. So minus minus will get cancelled. We will get x square equals 1435, and from here x will be 5. Okay, so you see x equals to 5. So from 1, putting x equal to 5 in equation 1. So just put this value x equals to 5 in equation 1, which is x square minus 2x square equals to 14. Sorry, y square minus 2x square. Now instead of x, you just put 5 is given as 14. So you will get what? Y square minus 5 times 5 is 25 times 2 is 50. This is 14. So basically this gives us y square equals 50 plus 14, which is 64. So this is 8 square, right? So y square equals 8 square. This means y equals 8. So answer basically two sides are, one is like 5 and the other is 8. 5 centimeter and other is 8 centimeter, right? These two are the determine the sides of the two square. So hope you guys got the brief idea on how what is quadratic equation and some problems on quadratic. Uh, so this was it for today. In case you have any problems, please write in the comment sections, or you want me to add some more problems, or you have some more confusions, please don't hesitate to ask me. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for being with me up till this time, and hope you have a great rest of the day. And also please like and subscribe our videos for such more contents. We will cover all topics of class 10 basically, and we will also do that for 11 and 12. Okay, so please like and subscribe the channel. Okay, thank you so much. Bye, have a great rest of the day.